I'm Mike Spratt. This is my wife, Ann Spratt. We came to New Zealand about 12 years ago from California. We lived in the San Francisco Bay Area, and we visited New Zealand on a holiday back in 1998. Became infatuated with the country, came back about 12 months later and said, we're going to move here.
My name is Sean Spratt. I'm the winemaker, sort of jack-of-all-trades guy here at Destiny Bay. And I moved here just about 10 years ago, almost to the month, to come here and sort of help my parents start up this vineyard winery operation.
We didn't know very much about Waiheke when we first arrived here, but once we got off of the ferry and we started touring around, we said, gee, this just feels good to us. It feels like home.
And then she said those fateful words, we could plant a few grapes. And everything kind of got completely out of control since then. Destiny Bay is located on the southern side of Waiheke, and we have about 15,000 vines. We produce about 2,000 cases, or the equivalent of about 20,000 liters of wine every year.
We're a specialist wine producer, so we're only planted in red varieties and the main 5 Bordeaux varietals. Today is the first day of vintage for us. We're picking our Malbec, which is the first variety to come in. It's an early ripening red variety, and this is one of the 5 varieties that's used in making Bordeaux blends. The first rule about picking grapes is if you can't see all 5 fingers, don't clip. Handy, important safety tip. What I'm also doing here is that some of these berries that aren't of a particularly high quality, I'm just literally going through and manually flicking anything out. But as you can see, with about 3 tons of this to pick today, and that's probably a couple hundred grams, it's a pretty labor-intensive process to do it this way and make sure that you keep the quality really high. Waiheke is a pretty unique place. We're sort of a little bit Mediterranean style in terms of, the climate. And what's unique about Destiny Bay in a lot of cases is that no grape has to go more than about 500 meters from the vine to the bottle. So we've got very tight control over what's going on and making sure that we keep that quality really good the whole way through.
What's involved on a harvest day is fairly exciting. You have to realize that all year long, everybody works for what might come down to 6 or 7 days a year when the fruit comes in.
This is the very first bin for the 2012 vintage. So it's a historic vintage. Normally the weather's better, but what are you going to do?
Our temporary workers come in, we start harvesting the fruit. It's all hand-picked and hand-sorted in the vineyard.
I've had harvests here that I didn't think were going to be successful and have turned out to be some of the best wines we've ever made. Every harvest has to be a successful one. There isn't an option for an unsuccessful harvest, but they're all pretty unique. They're all pretty different. New Zealand weather keeps you guessing.
We're getting a little bit of rain. It's not a good thing. Fortunately, the vibrating table and everything we do basically jiggles the rain off. Plus, we're keeping everything under cover, so we keep the rain from getting into it, right? Winemaker?
Yeah, that's the idea.
You're the guy in charge. I'm just a worker bee here.
No, you were doing such a good explanation that I didn't feel like I need to say anything, so.
The U.S. market is the largest wine market in the world. So if we were running a vineyard and winery in the U.S., our primary market would be right there. I think if you're a small country like New Zealand, the only available business model is to be a niche producer, to make premium branded products for customers around the world that really value that. So to do that, you have to be very focused on who those customers are, where are they, and what do they want. If it was all about profitability, you would never get into this business. So yeah, our original goal was to make a wine that we were proud to serve to our friends. I think the challenge now for us is to build that group of people around the world who are patrons and collectors and fans, because we only make a small amount, and it's really getting and connecting with them.
Coming from Silicon Valley in particular, Silicon Valley is like, running straight on caffeine and high voltage. And there isn't a lifestyle there other than work. I think New Zealand has a much better balance in their lives. The Kiwis do. They take time to be with their families. They take time to spend and enjoy their life, and instead of the ultimate pursuit of capitalism.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.